What's your biggest, I can't believe I wasted my money on that moment? 1. Going to college but being a bad student. 2. Bought a gym membership to sit at home and think about going. 3. I've been to the strip club 3 times now, each time had over $1,000 in my pocket, and boy did it go by quickly. 4. Lending someone a lot of money that I knew I would probably never be paid back. I don't fully regret it because it was family, but I could really use it right now. 5. Open a mobile breakfast shop, but I can't get up so early every day. 6. I bought a membership to Massage Envy when I was going through military training. I then forgot to cancel it before I shipped off to Okinawa, Japan, and was charged like $500 before I figured out what that $75 a month was going towards. 7. Investing in my ex's potential. Reply: $6,000 to her college to be an esthetician that she failed. Imagine going to school for free from your boyfriend and failing. Dumb broad. 8. Definitely stock options. 9. Invested in some bullshit fitness thing that ended up costing me $12,000. 10. Got married. Reply: yep, I used to have a savings account. 11. $16,000 gambling on a cruise during a bachelor trip. I was a raging alcoholic at the time, and a complete asshole with disregard for anything. 12. Paying interest on a credit card. 13. Wedding and divorce. 14. Won thousands of dollars in tools that I don't use, just in case I decide to do something that I need them for. 15. I had $1,000 cash in my pocket from buying/selling cars that day, and somehow threw it in the trash when I got home. I habitually keep my pockets clean, and habitually pick up interior trash on road trips so I don't have wrappers and shit all over my car. Unthinking, I just emptied my pockets of road snack wrappers, Coke bottle tops, and, oh yeah, 10 crisp Benjamins. My wife was sure that's what happened. I wasn't so sure. She is usually squeamish about refuse, but she dove into that kitchen trash sack to find the cash, and she was right. It was there. Other than that, probably buying that car that day. I paid peak pandemic prices for a nice running classic project, W123 Benz. I paid about right for the market at the time, $6,000, but that market cooled quickly when things started opening up again. My $6,000 initial investment and $4,000 in parts and repairs is probably worth $3,500 if I got a fair offer today. If you're still watching, means you're enjoying the stories. Subscribe so you can look forward to more stories like these. Now on to 16. There was a pop-up cafe in Anaheim for a game my daughter was obsessed with, so I surprised her with a weekend trip there, so flights and motel and rental car, so my daughter could have an Omori-themed tea and waffle. 17. Get-rich-quick schemes. Now I just try to make a little bit more money every month, and it's making a huge difference. 18. I spent my summer job earnings in 1999 to buy a CD burner. That fall, I went to college and learned you could just download songs on Napster. Well, $500 was a large amount of money for me back then. Reply: I sold a Mickey Mantle signed baseball and some other nice memorabilia for one of the first consumer CD burners. Ripping songs took longer than real time. Burning the CDs took longer than real time. But being the first person to give a girl a mix CD instead of a tape was priceless. 19. DoorDash. Just go get the darn food yourself. God, I'm so mad I wasted as much money as I already have. 20. I bought a used Subaru. 21. 3 years of wasting my time and money on my then girlfriend. I knew she was toxic and mental, and yet I went all in. In all, maybe 8 or 9K. 22. I spent half my money on booze, women, and partying. Then I wasted the other half. 23. Imported a mini cotton processing machine to a third world country. Cost me $1,500, including shipping. Now $2,500 more to send it overseas. With all the fees and transport, it was about $5,000. I just left it there. Womp womp womp, I fail at life. 24. Giving my credit card to my finance. No, we didn't get married, thank the gods. 25. Being more than fair, splitting finances for our divorce. A lot of that money went into her latest lover's business and accommodation, also financing his leaving her. 26. eBay scammed. Took me for $2,000. eBay and PayPal didn't give a fuck and did nothing. I will never deal with either company ever again. 27. Bought an RV. Predatory loan. Something too big for what I need. 28. I dropped out of law school with about $75,000 in student loans and about $100,000 in lost wages. 29. Spend money on gacha games. Probably around 7 to 8K over 2 years. Could have bought a beast PC with that amount. 30. Tried to become a YouTube photographer, wasted like $30,000 before I realized it was all a scam. If you've made it this far, let's hear about any time you got scammed. Comment below. Now on to 31. I put my entire fortune in crypto. In November of 2021, I got sick of losing, so I sold it 6 months later. I only recovered $9K out of my original $43K investment. Never put all your eggs in one basket, people. And don't look at your account too often, or you'll have more opportunities to regret what you are doing. 32. Renting. 33. I probably spent around $300 in total on Dota 2 skins. 34. 5 big bags at Bath & Body Works. Spent $300. But then again, it was Christmas gifts. 1 bag for each of my family members. 35. On the flip side, the dumbest way, I almost wasted a bunch of money. I was considering buying a sugar glider from some breeders at a local Glee market. My car then needed repair work done, and I used the money on that. 36. Went to Vegas thinking I knew how to play craps. I 2001 right away, then lost $10K the next day. Nope, that cured me good. 37. Bought a brand new car with $30K in cash. 38. Pokemon cards, Pokemon Go. Basically any in-game microtransactions, specifically Overwatch and Valorant. 39. Buying a house only to dump in more money to fix things. Then for other things to break and to fix. 40. Bought photo books with hundreds of pages of my favorite Korean idol pictures in it, just because some of the pics were exclusive. 41. Forgetting to cancel random subscriptions until I see the bill. 42. Bought a headset to fix an issue with my old headphones, only to realize that it wasn't a headset issue, it was a Bluetooth driver issue. But it was too late to return. Wasted $250. 43. I bought myself a convertible 2-seater for me and my then 9-year-old daughter to drive around in. My ex-husband was the one who drove us further away. Yeah, I found out I was pregnant 2 months later and I had to sell it. I lost so much money. I did end up with the biggest mom car ever. I was fuming. 44. I bought an $800 Apple Watch. It doesn't look great, doesn't do much my phone doesn't already do, and you have to charge it every other day. If someone back in the 80s asked me if I would pay a premium price for a watch I'd have to charge every other day, I'd have laughed in their face. 45. $15,000 on an engagement ring when a cheaper one would have done. 46. Bought a treadmill for $1,200 thinking it would motivate me to work out at home. Used it exactly 4 times before it became the world's most expensive clothes hanger. 47. My manipulative ex. I had over $10K in the bank, but she had gone back to school, so I paid for everything. Rent, bills, car, insurance, groceries. God, I was such a fucking moron then. 48. How much time do you have? I bought a Porsche Panamera that spent 6 weeks a year for 4 years in the shop. I always had loaners, but imagine making payments on a car you can't drive. 49. Bought a car, got fired like a month or 2 later. Ate a pretty ridiculous loss settling that car loan. It was a frickin' good deal too, both the car and the low interest. 50. Moving in with someone who was unemployed was hands down the worst financial decision I've ever made. Luckily, my credit has recovered and continues to improve. I've since promised myself I'll never compromise my financial well-being out of guilt for someone else again. That's all for now. Don't forget to subscribe so I can keep bringing you more of these stories. Thanks for sticking around till the end. See you next time, and take care.